Hey, how's it going? My name is Shayna. I am a self-initiated shaman, shadow worker, ancestral worker, full activated psychic, and welcome to another video. Today's topic, I really want to talk about facing your fears today, beside everything else, because I really feel like this one is still really missed, and that people aren't doing this enough in the collective, and there's just a lot of things coming up right now. So I am going to be talking about that with you guys. And besides that, I also wanted to show you my Necronomicon deck, which I personally use to do my shadow work. This is what the front of the deck looks like. You see this huge conglomeration of, there's like this monster here and all these other, the details to it, or like entities and like the growths or whatnot, which I could only show you, not tell you. But this is what the cover looks like, which you could see how that could also symbolize your fears, and that, if anything is coming up, that this is a really good example of a picture to study, to do fear work with. And so this deck can help you with your shadow work. This is what the front of its cards look like. It's like this really perfectly made sigil that no matter if you had it right side up or upside down, that it's the same, which sort of reminds me of this, like an Enneagram, that it can't be broken. It's so strong the way it's designed. And it's a perfect design for the top of these cards. So my favorite card in the deck is the growth card. This is actually one of the first cards that I had drew from the deck, and I really felt like this signified something that I needed to work on that would become a beautiful butterfly if I do. And this was the growth card. That's what it looks like. It's like one of my favorite cards. Even though she looks really beautiful, it also starts to look creepy and haunting. And I love to rely on this card when it comes to the semblance or resemblance of the fears, the thought forms. My bad, my glasses fell off. It's so funny when that happens. Anyways, it's a deeper revelation of the manifestations that can end up forming and growing in detachment from you. And that they could grow into these monsters that start inhabiting your space, and then like leaving all this mess and messing up your life. So it's really important to focus on this. It reminds me of growths that are left unchecked, like cancer, any disease or health problems you might have. It's important not to let it continue and fester and grow into something unimaginably worse, to a point of killing you. And it's not something like I should be barred for talking about. Like, we're all humans here, and we all need to take a deeper look what is hindering us in our lives that we're denying or that we're preventing ourselves from seeing or shining a light on. A lot of this stuff hides in the dark. We're too scared to look at it, and maybe that our lives are so busy, so filled with like excuses or reasons or just busyness. But it's important to take a pause in our lives and sit and rest and, just let these thoughts come through us and then just listen instead of controlling them, because if we don't do this, then our thinking patterns will become worse for us and our lives with time to come. And with the years, you know, like a simple not wanting to make too much noise because you don't want to disturb your neighbors will turn into a, well, I'm not going to do the dishes because it'll make too much noise, or, well, I'm not going to go draw because I'm focusing on making too much noise, or, then I shouldn't be walking around the house because I'll make too much noise. It will destroy our lives. Next thing you know, we have some kind of, like, I don't know, we have some kind of spine problem or something, like we're not supporting ourselves. So that's important. And so about that growth card, if we do not sit, lay down, take a pause in our lives, and we don't do this, there will be a growth of thought forms. And now this usually takes place in those moments in our lives where something really traumatic happened, like a death, like maybe you tripped and fell and hurt yourself, maybe you had a car accident or something, or maybe you had a bad breakup, or someone, like maybe you literally escaped someone trying to kill you. I mean, that stuff really haunts you. And so maybe like after something traumatic like that happened, that those energies broke off from you, from the whole you that is your soul, and became fragmented like shards or these pieces that used to be you, and then they separated and they started forming things based off of all these different characters, like color and like sound and like emotion and like maybe like memories that became started distorting, and like figure and like form. And so they really start becoming something ugly. And if we're basically not watering our garden, weeds are gonna grow, you know plants are gonna die, like things like that. Your garden's gonna turn into a nightmare because you chose to overlook it and turn the other way. So things like that. Like, I have my own things I'm working on. One, like these glasses, and like the arms broke off, and like, this arm is missing. That's a fear right there. And I really need new glasses, and I can't put that off. And I don't want my vision to get worse, but I also don't want to get stuck on the thoughts of it. Like, oh, fear this, fear that, because it just becomes a hindrance in my life. It becomes a hindrance in your life. And so it's important, and then it's important to understand the dualistic effect of this, because we're not in a one state of consciousness. We're in a like total split, all these different like states of consciousness. And so sometimes we think we see spirits that are not us, that are something else outside of us. But also at times they can really be us, but like looking differently in a different form, like disembodied voices and things like that, or could really just be coming from inside of us that have been really trying to get our attention because they want to heal and they want to be integrated back into you again, or at least released. And so, like that too, like some people think they're scared, they think they're going crazy because they're hearing voices, that they need to be on medication, but sometimes that stuff ends up being what used to be you, but with so much time and distance, it started turning into something else that you can't even look at anymore. Kind of like if you looked at yourself in the mirror one day and you hadn't looked at yourself in 10 years and noticed how different you look and how much you've changed, that you don't recognize yourself. And so that is important to say too. And so just because things are dualistic right now doesn't mean that that isn't part of you. Not only that, but those are what I was talking about, soul fragments, that you experience fragmentation, and that's important to do soul fragment work, whether with a professional that is like a bona fide, like someone you can work with that can help reintegrate those fragments back into you, or like soul fragment therapy, um, or if you can try doing it yourself, just be understanding of the warnings and what could possibly happen if things go wrong, because they can be very violent at times, and I've had warnings before. um there's someone that I was being taught like how to heal myself and to transform and grow in my life, and who I used to see is the tantric dragoness, and you can go to her if you like. I am definitely a really good testimony because she's helped me so much. There's a lot of those workers that I don't trust because I knew deep down that they were fake and that they were like these one-sided love and light workers that actually were very like had a lot of red flags, like weren't accurate or correct, or very blindsiding. So, anyways, if you want a healer that you can trust that can help you, and please spend the money, because just like going to the doctor, you need that appointment. You need that appointment. You need that work to help you to to help cut that festering thing off. That thing. So you can go to her for help, and I feel like she's really good, and that one thing might be the thing that will help you and ultimately change your life and just launch you forward. So that is important. Um so if you don't take awareness of this, it will grow into dis-ease and cancer. And we're living right now in a time, guys, where we have so much of these different diseases. It's crazy. There's even illnesses that don't even have a name. Doctors don't know what to do about it. They don't get it, because everything is based off of symptoms, or like taking one picture and from there that you could see what's going on, and it doesn't work. And so it's important. And then so many cancers, unlike before, because I believe there used to be a time in humanity where there would be humans that didn't live with cancer or disease at all. Like they just died from old age or whatnot. They just died, basically. But now it's just so bad. There's all these things going on. Mental health hasn't been so important like it has right now. my mental health. I gotta check my health all the time, make sure I'm okay. Um, and then the important fact of why it is important to seek help if you don't think that you can be responsible to do this on your own. It's very important to seek help for this. Not only just see a psychic, not only to see a shaman, but see a doctor. Because, I mean, physical things too are important. Like, if they manifest, that's important not to put it off. Like, people can put off things in their lives all the time. It gets so bad that, they could die from it when it could have been prevented. So, it's important to see a doctor about this if you can, or also a shaman, of course, just like get help. Um, and not only that, but it's important to develop a healthy mindset because if you do not develop a healthy mindset to be able to become aware of how you sound and what you look like in a picture, and like, if you can't stop to look at these ugly parts of you, you're not going to be able to change. It's just gonna get worse. And then you don't understand how you're affecting or hurting other people around you because you're leaking onto them and these different spirits, and you're making bad things happen to them and then projecting like, oh, like that's you, that's not me, when it really is you, honey. And so, that too. Not only that, is it's important to do your shadow work. I was just talking to you guys about my Necronomicon tarot deck that I use. That really helps. You can also use other ones too. I have another one that I use. It's called the Tarot of the Vampires. You use that one too, or do your own research to see what's best for you for that. It's good, always take a break from your life. Just, get yourself to sit down, go to a park so you can listen to yourself, a quiet place, so you can see what's going on. And not only doing shadow work is really important, but also you can use a metronome too. Metronomes can help you get to a trance state so you can focus on those thoughts which you want to channel or zoom in on and focus to see what needs to be healed. You can also work with crystals too, especially the black colored ones like this black onyx that I have that's really useful for healing. I use it to help me in my like occult, dark, like transformation work. I like it. Not only is it heavily protecting and very powerful, also it can help you like really ground in your root and in your body and help you ground to the earth. So if you feel very floaty and flighty, you constantly keep leaving your body and things like that, this is good to work with. It's good to wear because it helps you stay in your body and helps to ground you in your ideas. You can also use this to absorb energies, entities, negative energies. So I would definitely check that out. I got this in a crystal shop in Florida. I don't remember the name of it exactly, but I think it was somewhere in Lake Worth, or like more like the West Palm Beach area, heading toward uh Palm Beach Gardens in that area. And I believe it's an Indian shop. If they're still open, I would definitely check them out. This is where I got that necklace if you live in Florida. I do not right now, but yeah, it's very useful. I can absorb all these energy spirits. It can hold like over 100 spirits in and stuff, and I just use it. I could feed off the energy to help me transmute the energy and transform it and things like that, which I'm still learning about. You can also release energies too. You can like open a portal and stuff. Imagine a portal opening of like certain colors, whatever, your insight or spirit guides may channel for you. Like I do sometimes like a white portal, for example, or you can do like a black void, like space. black void space, you can send the energies there, or send the energies in the white portal. You can do like other things too that help, I'm sending this to the universe, things like that. It's good to speak. Oh yeah. It's also really important, speaking of doing these trance meditations for shadow work and delving into and healing our fears. You can do guided meditations too, which is important. And not only could you rely on other people um, to help you with your shadow work, you can also self guide yourself by teaching yourself ways to define your story of the unfolding from your unconscious, and like what you imagine, and the steps down into your shadow cave. You can just create the whole story basically, and then you're getting lighter and lighter. The thought of suggestion, that because words are power, the way you speak is power, so you can do that as well. Add theatrics. And yeah, so really want to focus on that. Oh yeah, besides black onyx, you could also use stones like numite. I have numite. I really love that stone. Helps you become comfortable in your darkness. Get Helps you get comfortable and seeing your dark form of yourself. Um, your shadow self, I mean. And you can use other ones like black obsidian. You can use shungite or hematite. All the black stones, really, I feel like, because the black ones are gonna have gone through the most pressure and transformation, so they would be equipped to dealing with that those areas of progression. Um, and then one stone I also have is snowflake obsidian in a really beautiful like wand design. That one's really important because it can help you heal from your past and your past lives, because you can have junk stuck there which needs to be healed and brought forward and released, because that could also be holding you back. It can help you also travel into your underworld self state, help you heal that, bring that up, to die, let go of things like that, rebirth, and also with your higher chakras too, and higher states of your energy as well, which is important. So I'm really glad I made this video. Unfortunately, the first one I made, I didn't realize that my microphone was off the whole time, and so after that I realized I had to do the whole thing over, which sucks, but here we are. I'm still doing this video because it's really important. And not only that, but there's another important reason why I'm making this video and still persisting with it. So there's that for you. So much healing needs to be done in the collective. Thank you for supporting me. If you do like this video and subscribe. I'm here for you. I'm here to help my community, help shift people's timelines, timelines of the globe, or like in my community, or just outward in general. This is the info age. We're in the age of the biggest amounts of transformation and growth right now. And yeah, I hope you like this video. And I will see you again in my next video. Thank you, and I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you stayed to watch the whole video, and I hope you took something from it. And I will be going now. Thank you, and good goodbye.